Well, I think it's going.
All right. We think it's going. Well, you know what? I can check that real quick. So if you're joining us right now and it is going, well, guess what? Um, we're going. But if it's not, we're checking that right now. I'm talking to no one. So hang on, everybody, as we experience the wonderful liveness. And we should be going in about 4 minutes. So going over here. It says we're going out live.
Okay.
We pull it up. Yep, it is going out live. So, all right, we'll see if anybody shows up. Like you know, Mark. I hope Mark shows up.
And of course, always the sound of Mark arriving. That is really loud.
Loud is good.
Turn down my mic just a little bit. We'll see how that works. Talk a little bit so I can see you.
I'm talking. And Mark's here.
Yep. It was loud.
Hey, Mark, you sound way better this week. This is good things to come.
Yeah, no, your guys' volume's balanced out too, so
it might just have been the programs. Just all needed to be new and updated.
All right, so I got that up. That up. I have the 4 screens that I need.
Slightly in a different place.
Just slightly.
Just slightly.
Yeah, Tim's here. Hi, Tim. Oh. Okay, got that. I've got a beer. Pretty sure you don't need a beer though, right, Mark? And Tim notes the sounds better.
What's that? Tim notes what?
Tim, the sound is better.
Oh, good. It's probably because we have the new version of the software.
Mm-hmm. Everything's new.
Yeah, everything's new and freshly downloaded and running off my computer tonight. So
all is right with the world.
Well, let's hope so.
Well, I've got some great notes for tonight. How about you, Mark? You ready?
I never am, but that's fine.
I got to say, your blogging pace as of recently has just been through the roof.
Fuego.
He is.
Oh, just a lot of short stuff.
I even had a 2-parter this week. I actually wrote it all on Sunday. Oh, Codex is here. And so, Tadano, hito. The missus needs enloudering.
Is this better?
Let us know, Tadano. Is that better?
Yeah, I was turning it down because it didn't look like it was. It looked like it was booming. So
Willie says fair and balanced.
It might just have been because I was talking and leaning back in my chair. So I can sit back here and sound like I'm in a barrel. I can sit up and have good posture if I need to.
All right. We're just a few scant seconds out. Codex says it sounds good. Way better than the technical monstrosity we had last week.
Time.gov says that we need to start.
Well, it's showtime.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
Bants. This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the 108th live edition of Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. As always, I am your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey,
Mark, where are you coming from? Is it some sort of bunker? Is it a safe room? Is it a control room? Is it a submarine, nuclear submarine? But where is it?
actually, it's a van down
By the
by
river.
the
Down by the
river.
river.
And the missus, who is ensconced in the deep bunker.
I am back in the bunker this week, and
Does
everything
it feel
does sound pretty good.
does it feel better to be in the bunker than to be up here in the top of the skyscraper?
Well, I don't have this huge hulking behemoth constantly jumping in front of the mic while I'm trying to talk when I'm down here, and I have the
You
mic
talking
all
to
to
me?
myself.
Yes, you have your microphone.
I do.
All right.
And if
Well,
you look at the logo, I even did a little more work on the logo when I was putting stuff together. I looked at it earlier this evening, and I was like, that could be better. So I fixed it.
what was brokenated?
Oh, it had some noise behind it. Let's just put it that way. That I had not taken care of the first time around. Again, because the last time I put that logo together, it's because this same thing happened that happened last week.
Okay. Well, good enough.
But I
Well,
had a day off today. I was home today, so I had
you
a chance
you were
to
you were a
fix
day
it.
off because you were not conscious kitten yesterday, were you?
I was not. I was very heavily drugged yesterday.
If you're afraid of dentistry, I strongly recommend sedation dentistry.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
It's two pills into another dimension.
it really is. And a pretty good night's sleep.
Yes, have
And a
some.
day off of work.
Yes. Yeah, you're not supposed to drive for 24 hours. They make you sign a thing that says, yes, we're not going to leave her alone.
Yeah.
And so Mark, what did you do? Did you do some sedation dentistry? Amateur?
No, I did the dentistry, but no sedation.
Okay. None whatsoever. You're going to enjoy the pain. Anything fun happen with you?
Uh, no, absolutely not.
Oh, that sounds negative.
So
You just
now,
not gonna,
just
don't want to talk
busy,
about
very busy at work. So
it. Okay. Well, there is that. So,
The
shall we?
Halloween's next week. You could buy some Halloween candy.
Yes.
oh
Just
no, we've already got that taken care of.
Well,
Well,
I
you
mean,
can
not
eat
to
it.
hand out. I mean, to eat. You buy the Halloween candy to hand out, but then you also have the Halloween candy to eat.
Use it for mood alteration.
That's
Oh,
right.
we
Absolutely.
get so few trick or treaters that any candy we buy to hand out is candy that we end up eating. So
See, that's even better. We're kind of that way too.
And do you keep the candy trick or treaters that come by?
yeah, here's what you could have had, but we're gonna eat it.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, speaking of funny, let's talk about everyone's favorite and most humorous nation, Iran.
Yay!
Weren't they in a song like flock of seagulls, Iran so far away? Has been doing
I think that did not get John McCain elected.
yeah. Iran has been doing a little saber rattling because who doesn't love to rattle a good saber? So our
It
stupid
sounds pretty office and it's fun to do.
yes, it's who but our stupid Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. I'm not sure he's on our side. I'll also toss that in. Decided to rattle one as well.
The United States does not seek conflict with Iran. We do not want this war to widen. But if Iran or its proxies attack U.S. personnel anywhere, make no mistake, we will defend our people, we will defend our security, swiftly and decisively.
Sounds like he's waving a big stick, doesn't it? My oh my.
Yeah, Blinken is uniquely one of the weakest people ever to be in that role. Mark, what are your thoughts about Big Tony?
Oh, I think that he would, just like the rest of the deep state neocons and hanger-ons there in Washington, I think he would love to just bomb the crap out of Iran. I think they would love to see it turn out like Libya.
And Codex, the words that she wrote most recently were nice, and then but. And I'm not thinking she's saying that Blinken has a nice butt. I just want to clarify that. I think that's what Codex meant. But you know, Codex, I think with the but comment, I think, you know, it's like you say everything, but. So that means ignore everything I said. I think they're just looking for war.
It's like, well, we haven't had one for a while.
Yeah, it's been all of what,
Yeah.
6 months? Oh, will they call it shivering scimitars, another bolt? Very much the case. You know, Blinken, yeah, I don't know, I trust him very much. But wait, there's more, as Billy Mays might say. Here's this from ABC's Martha Raddatz on this very same newscast.
Already in the past 8 days, the Pentagon says Iranian-backed proxies have launched attacks on American troops in Iraq and Syria more than a dozen times. Those attacks injured 24 U.S. troops. Thankfully, those injuries were all minor.
So Blinken says, if they injure U.S. troops, it's on. And then Martha Raddatz says, they injured U.S. troops.
Yeah, they're just minor injuries.
Just minor injuries.
Yeah.
They've been mining.
Just a
for
little
salt.
incursion. That's okay.
So, Mark, what's your take on this? We going in?
I think that's what everyone wants, so I think it'll happen.
You think everyone really wants that?
I do. I think the politicians in Washington want it. I think Iran's been wanting some excuse. Israel definitely wants to eradicate the Palestinians, at least in Gaza. And I mean, I'm not saying that they like consciously going, yeah, I want World War III, but I mean, they all want to get it on. Sort of like, right before World War I, where everybody was just right there on the edge and they all wanted something to happen. They just didn't expect that it would, blow up into such a horrible mess.
So you're saying
they're stunned that when you have a war, people get killed.
And
Who could've seen
Raytheon
that
needs third
coming?
quarter profit numbers. So, hey, let's start a war. Oh, it was proxies.
Well,
Schrodinger's war provocation.
and the thing is, I think it's Democrats who are going, not fair. Bush had 20 years of a war, and that was Republicans' war, and we want our own war now. We thought we had it in Ukraine, but we can't send people to that one.
But it's the same war. It's back in the Middle East. It's back in again. Tadano Hito has.
Don't you understand? It's not the same war. This is a good war because Democrats are starting this one. Even though really they don't like the Jews that much. I mean, just look at what they've been talking about for the past couple of weeks.
Tadano Hito notes, why do we have soldiers in any of those countries? And he's absolutely right. Why do we have soldiers there?
Yeah, right.
Maybe we're preparing for Terweenmas.
Preparing for what?
Hi, folks. The missus here. If you're anything like me, and God help you if you are, then you may have noticed how this time of year just seems to wear you down. Sure, the fall colors are great, but there's just so much going on that it can feel like, well, you just meet yourself coming and going. So what should you do to relax? Celebrate our brand new holiday. That's right, folks. The thing to put the pep back in your step is the brand new holiday wedged into those 3 brief weeks just after Halloween, but just before Thanksgiving. It's Terweenmas! Terweenmas is a brand new holiday sure to brighten your dull fall days and give you yet another reason to host your entire extended family at your house for a huge midweek meal. Don't worry, it's on a weeknight. For your convenience, you can get the kids started today by helping them make out their Terweenmas wish list. You know, the list of people they hope get stomped on by the lovable Terweenmas Tooth Bunny. And you'd best get started on their Terweenmas costumes. Won't you delight in seeing the little ones in their festive costumes, going door to door with their treat bags, collecting small bottles of vodka to leave out for the Tooth Bunny on Terweenmas Eve? Because you don't want to make the Tooth Bunny angry, do you? So get in the spirit by celebrating Terweenmas, because another f***ing holiday is just what we need. time to be festive.
Time to be festive. Yeah, I noticed the Christmas decorations were up prior
Oh, they've been up
to.
for like 2 weeks.
I know. We need fourth quarter profits.
So I do have a little quick tech question for those of you who were listening to that. Was that running choppy for you as well?
Yes,
Okay.
very choppy.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Something that will have to be fixed.
I blame Pugsley.
I blame Pugsley too. He was in a hurry to
right.
get out of the house this evening. He is not home right now.
Yeah,
So
he is doing festive things.
he is. Yes, he is
He's-
celebrating
he's do-
Terweenmas. Yes,
He's doing his Terweenmas shopping.
he is.
All right. Meanwhile, at the White House, Big Joe gives us a new code word for bathroom.
I apologize. I have to go to the Situation Room with another issue that I have to deal with. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maybe he doesn't. Hang on, let's try that again.
I apologize. I have to go to the Situation Room with another issue that I have to deal with. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm sorry, I have to go to the Situation Room.
Well, what really bothered him is last week he was at a meeting. He said, "Do you mind if I go to the bathroom?" And they said, "No, Mr. President." And he just sat there.
Thank you.
Nope, you can't go. That's
Oh. So anyway, there's Joe. Yeah, we don't know why he had to go into the Situation Room. I guess there was a situation, or maybe his handler said,
Again.
Get off the stage."
I apologize. I have to go to the Situation Room with another issue that I have to deal with. Thank you, thank
He
you.
sounds just like a hostage. I mean, he sounds like he sounds bad.
He does, and you even compare how he sounded when he was running for office this last time around.
Yeah, the hill is steep. All right, well, we're stuck with him. But have you ever been stuck in something? I mean, really stuck in something? A man in New York got stuck in a vault, and after 20 hours, rescue teams just gave up. NBC4 New York has the story.
Live at the Diamond District, where police say that person was trapped inside a safety deposit vault at a jewelry store. Fire crews worked on reaching that person. They say he was a customer seen on surveillance video getting stuck inside that vault. It appears that the man was looking into his safety deposit box when this happened and was trapped since around 9 last night.
So many questions about this story. Why does a man have a safety deposit box in a jewelry store?
That he can
normally
fit in.
Banks? Yes. Well, I don't know that he was stuck in the box. I think he was in the vault where the boxes are kept.
Well, but how small does he have to be to fit into the box? I mean, this is starting to sound like it might be Zelensky.
It could be.
Sure. It could be that Zelensky was stuck inside the vault, and they had to, grease him up and make him strip naked to pull him out. It's like he was being given birth from a couch.
Or coming in through the dog.
Mark, have you ever covered yourself in Vaseline so you could get into a safety deposit box in New York?
yeah, every Christmas.
Every Terweenmas. All right.
That's how he celebrates.
Okay. Turns out the vault was. You got me again. Turns out the vault was a timer, and the door opened on its own at around 7 a.m. the next morning. So he was safe.
So the entire time that they spent trying to cut him out of the room, which is what they were doing, just needed to wait a few hours.
Hello, this is Crazy Z. I am back here to tell you about my diamonds are safe. All right. Well, let's hear from Pfizer.
Have you ever been banned from a restaurant? Told you can't join a certain club? Prohibited from renting the apartment you wanted?
They said my eyes just weren't blue enough. That they had to be 0.3% bluer.
If this has ever happened to you, there's no need to fear it happening again, because your eyes can be as blue as they need to be with brand new prescription Definitely Not Cancer from Pfizer. This new drug is sweeping the nation and is guaranteed to make your eyes that oh-so-important 3% bluer. Don't miss out on the best parts of life just because your eyes aren't blue enough. Start living again with new Definitely Not Cancer from Pfizer. Definitely Not Cancer may cause side effects such as dry throat, cough, upset stomach, constant diarrhea, unexplained bleeding from all orifices, loss of large patches of skin, violent mood swing, abdominal cramping, psychosis, unusual speech patterns, loss of eyebrows, and genital swelling. Some of these conditions may be permanent. Why wait another minute to start living the life you were meant to have? Ask your doctor if new Definitely Not Cancer from Pfizer is right for you.
Warning, this drug has been proven to cause cancer and death. Ask your doctor for a free sample today.
And as doctor of cancer is right for you. Oh my. I'll see, please. I'll see. Someone needs to change. Where does that sound coming from?
I have no idea. Just every now and then, there it is.
So anyway, I was looking at vaccination statistics, and I noticed that of the new vaccine that's come out, at least in our fair state, like 0.3% of people have taken it. So virtually, the stuff, if they have it, it's rotting on the shelves.
But it's safe and effective, and everyone should take it.
Yes, it certainly doesn't cause heart attacks. Yes.
Right, YouTube. So we're good, right?
Yes.
You know, I did see a funny article that was talking about some of the different pharmacies that are shutting stores, and one of them is Walgreens. You know, and the other stores were citing competition and, you know, increased crime and, you know, shoplifting and so forth. But for Walgreens, the excuse was that with the pandemic over and nobody getting vaccinated, they were losing money.
There you go.
So how were they making money before the pandemic?
Volume.
Meth. They were selling meth.
Meth. Well, they were actually laundering the meth money. That's much more profitable because you don't have
That's
to.
why
That's
they have the big washing machine and dryer in the back. That's for the money.
All right. Well, guess what we have back?
What
We
do
have Jackass of the Week.
Oh, is it time for that?
It is, because this is all. Yeah.
This is Neil Young,
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
and I'm proud to present my brain Jackass of the Week.
That's your cue to start talking.
I know, but Jim Wetzel just showed up, so I wanted to say hi.
Oh, okay. All right. You were busy.
Hi, Jim. And you could give him a massive cannibalism.
Oh yeah. I suppose I could. Then he'll just be expecting it.
Yes.
And the reason is I just can't find it right now. So
Okay. Well,
it's here someplace.
Let's go with Jackass number
here it
one.
is.
Massive cannibalism.
There you go. Just for you.
All right.
Great. Now Biden's going to have to go to the Situation Room.
Well, what happens after you have massive cannibalism? You massively have to go to the Situation Room.
Can you imagine the smell in the Situation Room? The smell.
Try not to.
I'm sort of a small, hot, sweaty room with Biden. Imagine it smells like cheese. Okay,
it's like a porta potty on a hot August day.
Yeah, depends. Starting to overflow.
Okay, all right. Our Jackass candidate number one. Actually, I don't know. They're both jackasses. We just pick one. Which one's the biggest jackass? Is Cornell University Associate Professor of History, Russell Rickford. And no, his last name doesn't start with a P. Maybe it does. Anyway, here's his quote.
There are many dozens of goodwill, many Palestinians conscious who abhor violence, as do you, as do I, who abhor the targeting of civilians, as do you, as do I, who were able to breathe. They were able to breathe for the first time in years. It was exhilarating.
So you're going to have to help me on that one because it sounded like Mark last week.
Yeah. Well, because he was at an outside rally, and what he said essentially there is, I know all of you here hate violence just as much as I do, but boy, all those dead Jews last week was exhilarating and exciting. That's
And
pretty
it
much
allowed
what he
them to
said.
breathe.
It allowed
Apparently
them to breathe.
Apparently
Yes.
they couldn't breathe. Apparently they can't breathe unless they're killing someone.
That's
so
right.
Okay. Jackass number 2. Remember when the left wanted to purge what they'd like to call misinformation and disinformation from the web? Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Oh,
Lefties,
I have a
not
thing
so
for that.
much.
I have a thing for that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh, I thought mine wasn't too bad, don't
That
you
was
know?
pretty good. It was pretty good.
Lefties, not so much, especially Ilhan Omar.
Squad member Ilhan Omar, Demon, drew criticism for retweeting a photo of dead children with the caption "Child Genocide in Palestine." The photo showed 7 dead children wrapped in white and claimed they were part of the 614 Palestinian children murdered by the Israeli IDF forces. A community note from X, formerly known as Twitter, stated that the picture was from a 2013 sarin gas attack in Ghouta, Syria, and not from the Israel-Hamas war.
Yeah, so she tweeted that and said this was from the hospital that everyone, including the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, all last week said, well, clearly the Israelis did this. It wasn't even from that. It was from something that happened in 2016 in Syria.
And all right, I'm going to have to jump out on a limb. I'm thinking there's nobody from the Middle East that tells the truth ever about anything. I don't believe any of the extreme propaganda from either side on this, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I don't believe there's anyone who's told us a smidgen of truth. I don't believe the hospital story on either side. I don't believe any of it. Not a bit, not a minute. And in fact, the story that, that those people died of sarin, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I won't say it's a conspiracy. Oh, I'll shut up. Mark, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I think they're incapable of telling the truth. The hospital, part of the reason the hospital thing was so confusing is because, both sides were changing their story as it went along. So I don't know. As far as I know, the hospital's still standing there, but it has a parking lot of exploded cars caused by a giant, what sounds like a giant hobbyist rocket almost. I mean, that's.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think. Yeah, I mean, the only thing we can agree on is Hamas got inside Israel and slaughtered a bunch of people, but.
Tadano notes that isn't it wild that Ilhan Omar has 23.1 thousand zeets. She's a sitting congresswoman. That's all she does, just sit in Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah. So we got to pick one. I'm not seeing any votes from our audience yet. So, Mark, what are your thoughts on these two?
Oh gosh. If I'm going to have to pick one, I think I'm going to go with the professor just because, I expect politicians to lie, but I mean, his was just so outrageous. We can't breathe unless we're killing people. What the heck is that?
Professor. He teaches history to young people who may not know that they're getting smoke blown at their backsides.
All right, well, I'll give you. So which one? Which? So you're with one?
Yes.
All right. Codex is also with 1. Tim's gone with 2. Jim's voted for 3. I think I'm with Jim on this one. Tadano's with 1, and Codex. Oh nope, Codex went with 2. So that's 1, 2, 2 2s, a 3, and 2 1s. Oh my!
And that equals your age.
It's thanks.
No, you just haven't seen that meme floating around Facebook. It's something where you add 2 and divide it by 17 and whatever the hell it is, and it's your age. So yeah, whatever it is.
And Codex, I think, cast the deciding vote. One it is. Same objection, though.
All right.
Let's go and call it number one.
Jackass of the Week. And this has been Neil Young's Brain Jackass of the Week.
All right. Thanks to everyone there. And so now it's time for what I like to call Conversation Street.
Oh, is it time for that? All right.
And now it's time for us to take a stroll down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street.
It cost us a lot of money to do that too.
Indeed, Conversation Street. Do
you like the graphic?
I do. That's actually very, very good. Although I should be wearing high heels or something. Wait, no, not anymore. That would have been funny at one point, but I guess not so much anymore.
Right. Now we'd just all be like, great. Now we have to remember what his pronouns are.
All right. Let's see
Not that
what
there's anything wrong with that, right, YouTube?
That's right. Jim Wetzel notes good. And I really like the Grand Tour. So if you should consider it. There we go. All right, Conversation Street. Let's go with the Joe Biden. So Joe Biden apparently during his administration, actually before he was even elected, there was an FBI investigation into his finances that had to be continually reapproved. It sounds like that, and it was actually just ended after just a week or two. Okay, that's an exaggeration. So, Mark, what are your thoughts on that? Is the fix in?
Oh, with Biden, it's always been in. The FBI's been protecting him for years, so I guess there's benefits to being part of the deep state.
The missus?
Well, I imagine they were like Biden himself was when he got out of the vice presidency. I don't think he planned to run for president again. And so I think he went, hey, I'm free and clear. The FBI doesn't have to worry about covering for me anymore. Don't have those nasty ethics investigations. No one will ever look at me because I'm a former president and who cares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people care.
Some people do care.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I had another good one, but I need to find it. And it sounds like the United Auto Workers have come to terms with Ford. Mark, what are your thoughts on that? Strike over.
Oh, I hadn't heard that they had.
Well, that's why, should get a breaking news sounder, but they've come to terms.
Okay.
Do you want a breaking news sounder?
No.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Because it's more conversation.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'd have to see what their agreement is. I watched a video the other day from a guy that was going around to just different auto places here. Actually, it was somebody here in Boise, and looking at the prices of trucks, and I was just flabbergasted. I mean, when did your typical pickup truck start getting into the $80,000 to $110,000 price range? Oh my gosh!
Things are getting weird, and they're getting weird fast.
Yep. Well, you mentioned trucks. I'm just worried that Toyota will stop production for on the Toyota Hilux, because then how would regime changes happen in third world countries? Without
That's true.
All right.
Well, think how much money we'd save if our government or our military switched over to using them.
There we go. That would save actually quite a bit. They had.
Well, we've given so much equipment to Ukraine. We might have to if we get, this thing with Iran works out.
Well, I mean, what's the price difference between a Humvee or whatever they're using now versus getting one of those Toyota pickups?
All right. Well, I think that's probably a good end for Conversation Street this week.
No, there goes another
Well, speaking, it's time for Think Real Fast.
What is it?
Yep.
Things are in the wrong order, so I'm not sure where it is. There it is.
Think real fast.
All right, 150
Hey, it's
billion.
kind of like our.
It's better. This is the first time in 3 weeks that it's gotten off the rails. How's that sound? 150 billion.
It's probably nothing to worry about.
Into the Ukraine counteroffensive, they've regained a parking lot at the Donetsk Chili's restaurant. Mark, do you like Chili's or Applebee's better?
Gosh, I hate them both.
You got to pick one.
I'll pick Chili's then, because last time I was at Applebee's, I was so. Let me put it this way: it was about 6 or 7 years ago, and I vowed I would never go back, and I never have.
So it was the Chili's or the Applebee's you like better?
It's gonna have to be Chili's just because I hate Applebee's.
Okay. I think the Russians should have given up the Outback Steakhouse parking lot instead.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. Maybe they like the free peanuts. I don't know.
The missus, how many refunds?
There are no refunds.
And speaking of no refunds,
whatsoever.
Speaking of no refunds, I don't know what that was. Actor Tobin Bell created a movie Hell when he played Jigsaw in the Saw movies, but then he just left Elon Musk's Twitter or X platform. Mark, why does Elon?
Things are getting weird, and they're getting weird fast.
Why does he not?
Why does Elon not like? Stepping all over me. Mark, why does Elon not like horror movies?
Oh, probably because they're horrible. Horrible.
I'm sorry. Sorry. You're just wrong. The missus. Do you think that Tobin Bell had to use a hacksaw to cut off his foot to escape X, or do you think he just logged off?
He didn't cut his foot off anyway. It was Carrie How do you say his last name? The guy who was in The Princess Bride. He was the guy who cut off his foot.
It's the guy who was in The Princess Bride. That's how you say his last name.
Wolf. That's how you say his last name?
Yep.
Okay.
Too many. It must be Welsh. What?
It must be.
So,
I mean, that's the reason why nobody can get away from Twitter or some of these other social media is because, they would have to literally cut off a limb or something to find the whatever secret code to finally get Facebook or Twitter to let you go.
Oh, speaking of secret codes, did you hear after the thing with the hospital story in Israel in the New York Times that Elon pulled the New York Times blue check mark?
Yep. Yes, that was the best part of that whole story.
And they had to cut their foot. They had to cut their foot off to get it back.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Stanford. It's think real fast. We're meandering. Stanford neurobiologist Robert Sapolsky says that the band Rush is wrong and that we can't choose free will. He says that human beings have no free will. Mark, is this the first time a scientist has outed himself as an NPC?
Yeah. I guess normally philosophers do it. So yeah, I'll agree. Yes, it's the first time.
The missus?
Yes.
If there's no free will, then why is Stanford's tuition so damn expensive?
Because they cater to the NPCs.
There you go. Someone named Johnson was elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Mark, is that because they didn't have some dude named Smith?
Some dude named Spence?
Smith. His name is
Smith.
Johnson Smith.
Oh yeah. I guess Johnson's better than Peter. I don't know.
The missus, do you think the Speaker Johnson would support Elon Musk's campaign to rename Wikipedia to Dickopedia?
Absolutely.
And everyone knows it.
Because with Johnson...
Well, we're boned.
That would be his campaign slogan.
Yeah, absolutely. It would
he's boned with Johnson. Nothing could be finer than Gavin Newsom in China in the morning.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah, Mark, what was Gavin there to speak with his was he there to speak with his Chinese overlords, or what's up?
Oh, he's probably shopping for a new Uyghur.
The missus, do you think Gavin will get to go bang bang with Fang Fang?
Oh, I don't know. She's probably just at home crying and, just beside herself over the loss of Eric Swalwell. Because he's so attractive.
And again, if you ever find yourself in a relationship with someone named Fang Fang, you gotta have that one figured out.
That's a red flag. It really should be. Yeah.
All right. The Beatles are set to release a new single. All four of the Fab Four worked on this song. Lennon did originally in 1978, with Paul and Ringo just finishing their bits. Mark, how many of those teenage girls that shrieked for the Beatles are now in walkers?
I'm going to guess probably 90%.
The missus?
Yeah.
Would it only take 2 cases of cancer to reunite the Beatles?
That's just harsh. Well, and I kind of wonder. I think the Beatles they've really. I don't think that they have become popular with the new generation, and the big reason for that, of course, is that you can't hear their music anywhere. I mean, they're on iTunes now, right? Finally.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think they are, but you can't see them on YouTube. You can't get them on. They waited so long because they were whoever was running that crap for them said, no, we're not putting any of the Beatles stuff online. And I think they've lost a generation of music listeners.
There you go. According to KTLA,
the world moves on.
According to KTLA, so does Think Real Fast.
Yeah.
According to
Fast
KTLA,
enough.
a semi filled with pumpkins burst into flames in Southern California. Mark, was one of them the Great Pumpkin?
I hope so, but why did they stuff so many lit jack-o'-lanterns in the back of a truck?
Who covered them with gasoline, right? The missus?
Yes.
What rock band should have been called to solve this problem?
I think I need some music here. See if I can find some. Okay. Oh, I think I have it. I have to stop it. I have to play something and make it stop. The Bad Apples.
The Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh.
That was so easy. You have to give yourself a buzz.
Wrong.
There you go. Clarence Thomas allegedly was forgiven a loan on a $250,000 motorhome back in 2008. Mark, is this just a case of reparations?
Yes.
So it's a reparation vehicle.
Yes.
Did he borrow it from James Biden?
No, it was some guy he knew who got really rich, and yeah. So people are
once again, I'm
wrong.
Okay.
Yep. The missus, how much should Thomas have had to pay back?
Is he Democrat?
He is not.
Then all of it, plus 100% interest, and he should go to jail.
I'm sorry, the answer is about $350.
Very nice.
Thank you. I said it all day. And that
you get one of these too.
And that brings us to the end of Think Real Fast.
Think real fast.
All right. Well, any last thoughts this evening, Mark? Everything good? Any big plans for the weekend?
It's only the middle of the week. It's too early for me to plan for the weekend.
It's only like 16 hours, or even less if you kind of wanted it.
And tomorrow's Thursday, which is Little Friday, and You know, it's almost
Right.
bedtime, which means you've essentially already gotten up and
I
gone
mean,
to work.
Planning for the weekend prior to 9 p.m. on Friday is verboten.
Wow. That's a
Mark is
strong rule,
cat-like.
man.
He must be ready to move at any minute.
We're going to Europe. You have 6 minutes to prepare.
It's like Mission Impossible. This message will self-destruct in 6 seconds.
So you have no plans for the weekend. Oh, man.
I don't. Do you?
Yes. Yes, I do. We're going to Pugsley's, probably his final
football game probably ever.
Yep. So, well, that's coming up.
Oh, hey, President Biden this is just breaking news. President Biden is just getting back from the Situation Room.
What must be what?
Okay.
There you go. Breaking news.
With a long string of toilet paper hanging out of the back of his pants.
Tim Turnet's Night All, have a good World Series or happy Halloween or whatever. And indeed, I think we'll have a wonderful Halloween, and we wish everyone out there a happy Halloween. And on that note,
well, but Halloween's next Tuesday. That means we'll all, when we show up for the podcast on Wednesday, we'll all be sick because we ate too much Halloween candy.
What do you mean wine?
That's exactly it.
That's probably nothing.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks everyone for coming. We'll be back next week, and boy, it sounds much better this week, and it'll sound even better the following week, and it'll even be funnier. I'm just happy and excited. Everyone have a good time, and nighters, folks. I'm John.
This is Mark.
And I'm the missus. Whoa! And that just stopped all of a sudden. I blame Pugsley. Where is he? Eating Halloween candy. As John Fetterman would say, good night, everybody. Y'all come back now, you hear?